this is going to be controversial, but don't start targeting your trauma, every single inner work that you need, every single conflict. Instead, just start honing in on your desires and start manifesting them, okay? If you're new here, my name is Azure, and I am a holistic nurse coach and healer. And here we bridge practical science and structure with spirituality and mysticism to help reconnect you, right, to your divine essence, both feminine essence and masculine essence as a career-driven woman. So if that interests you, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. So why would I say that? Why would I say don't start clearing your shadows and doing shadow work and trauma work? What I found as a woman who has endured cycles of trauma, of burnout, of overgiving, over mothering, over nurturing, and also working with clients over the past about 8 years, I have discovered that when I am focused on my trauma, on my inner work, I tend to think that that means that I don't get to enjoy my life because I have to focus just on the turmoil, right? On the challenges, on the stress of everything that's happened in my past. And so it's like taking a big bag of all of your of all of that, right, and then taking it on right away. This is not the way, and I've discovered this too, working with clients, to be honest. That's not really effective, okay? What I found is more effective, and maybe this isn't everyone, instead of taking that big bag of stuff and saying, okay, I'm gonna take this out and then I'm gonna work on this, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna work on this, and that is more of how we were conditioned to work on things. It's kind of like school, which is great because we're in university, right? We're in the school of learning to reconnect to our intuition, our creativity, right? Our true powerful selves. But this should be also fun, okay? But guess what happens when, instead of working on all of this trauma all at once, all of the inner work all at once, and let's say that you are a woman who wants more freedom, okay? Whatever that freedom looks like for you. It doesn't mean that you quit your job. Maybe it means that you want to work less in your job. You love your role, right, as a career-driven woman, but you want more freedom. So instead of working and saying, oh, why do I want all this freedom? What are all the problems that happen, in my workplace? Start manifesting that, whether it's visualizations, affirmations, whether it's starting to take longer vacations and playing with, that's called 5D manifestation. The universe guru, she talks a lot about this, so I got that from her. But it's where you're actually pulling physical, practical, right, tangible, material, either things or places into your reality, right? Going on the trip, buying a new dress, taking yourself out on a date if you want to manifest love. Because in that journey, what's going to begin to happen is the inner work, the shadow parts, the shadow bits are going to automatically come up for you to work through. They're going to come up. For example, if you're dating, right, and you're like, you know what, I actually am interested in a husband. And I'm interested in a husband like it's like a little thing. But anyway, I want to manifest a husband. When you are dating, right, and you're interacting with these people, the inner work is going to come up. It's going to come up. For example, let's say a guy is like, you know what, I would love to pick you up and take you out on a date, and instantly you tighten up. because you are not accustomed to a man showing up, a man not ghosting you, a man actually coming through and doing what he's, because this is like, you know, date 2 or 3 or whatever. You're not accustomed to that. And this is subconscious, right? And you may not even realize that you're doing it, but because you're slowing down, right, you're connecting more to your intuition. You're like, wait a minute, why am I tensing up this way, right? You'll notice maybe your fists will clench up, okay, because it's that survival, that like, no, I have to fight, all right, because this is not safe. This is not, because remember, your subconscious doesn't know the or your ego. And yeah, your ego doesn't know the difference between a lion chasing you and a man actually doing what he's supposed to do, because it's not used to that kind of safety. It's not it doesn't matter if it's a good thing. All right. So then you're working on that right there. Instead of overwhelming yourself with the whole dating thing, you're allowing things to come up because you're starting to manifest. Let's use money, for example. Perhaps you're manifesting more money because you want to play, all right? You want to travel, whatever the case may be, all right? And then opportunity comes up because you've expanded yourself, you tuned into your creativity, all right? You've given your body consent, your body, mind, and soul consent to flow into the feminine. Watch my other video on how to give your body, mind, and soul consent to flow into your feminine, right? And so you activated that creative center right here, right? That intuitive center. You started this business based off of that because you gave yourself permission to flow in your feminine. And suddenly you have this big order that comes through, right? Or this big burst of clients, and you're like, what is happening? It scares you, all right? So then you deal with that inner work, all right? But overwhelming yourself with this huge freaking bag of inner work and trauma, it is not effective for you. And it's the opposite of what we want to do when we're connecting and not overwhelming ourselves, our nervous systems, our feminine flow, all right? And you still have this masculine structure and discipline of being able to say, you know what, I want to live my dream life. Nothing is going to jeopardize it, including that fear that's coming up for me. So let me work on this, all right? And then we'll keep going to the next thing, all right? So don't tackle all of this inner work, all of this trauma all at once. Just start manifesting your dream life. And then I promise you, after working with myself, number one, and then my clients, it's gonna come up. It just is automatically going to come up for you. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And if this sort of bridge of practical science and spirituality and mysticism works for you and you're interested in hearing more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.